evening to ya. Thanks for joining OVC Insider on this St. Patrick's Day. That was my lame excuse as an Irishman. But
nice.
Glad you could join us. We're excited to be here. Thanks for watching. It's a tournament-heavy edition. We're going to dissect the NCAA tournaments as well as get into a little bit of the NIT, WNIT, the CBI, and was it the WBI for the women's side? So got some basketball-heavy edition here, and we are excited to get going. So without further ado, let's break into the Murray State-Vanderbilt matchup that will take place Thursday. Murray State carries a 30-4 overall record and a 17-1 conference record into the tournament, while Vanderbilt is 24-8 for the year and 12-4 in SEC play. Vanderbilt is coming off the loss to Mississippi State in the semifinals of the SEC tournament and ended the season ranked 20th in the nation. Well, Viki, as you know, tournament time means one thing, and that is upsets.
Upset.
Okay, 13-4, 12-5, 14-3, those are generally the big upsets that happen. Could this be one of the 13-4 upsets this year?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. I think there's potential. Murray has a great balanced offense. They have a great defense. Vandy is coming off a few losses. Jay Billis, I heard a couple of the other ESPN announcers saying that they think that this could be one of the upset spots. So, yeah, I definitely think there's potential, and it's going to be an exciting game, I think.
It's true. Stuart Mandel of SI.com also said that he picked Murray State to be his Cinderella story this year. So, that's definitely some good pub coming to the conference. So, absolutely, we'll be watching, like I said, the game's Thursday, so we'll have the television on here on our. I think we're talking about getting Mega March Madness on DirecTV, so we'll
for that.
We'll be plugging away real hard that day watching some basketball.
Yeah.
So absolutely, go Racers! It should be a fun tournament. I mean, it's the best time of the year in my opinion. So let's take a look at the other side of the bracket from where Murray is, and we've got the 12-5 matchup in Butler and UTEP. Butler's coming in at the 5 seed, and they were highly regarded as one of the best teams in the country earlier on in the season. They were ranked high in the AP poll, I believe, and they've been regarded as one of the best mid-majors all year long. Now, Brad Stevens, the head coach there, coaches that kind of slow it down, grind it out, work the shot clock, make the most of every possession kind of style, and so I think that they're going to try to slow down UTEP, who runs an up-tempo, fast-paced system. Head coach of UTEP is Tony Barbie. He's a descendant of Coach Calipari at Kentucky, and so they've got similar styles. So it's going to be interesting to see the contrasting styles of play in that game. But we touched on earlier about how 12-5, 13-4, and these kind of upsets happen. And I personally like UTEP in this game. I think they might be able to stretch it out. Just have too much athleticism. They're hitting on all cylinders at this time of the year, so I think that they don't be shocked if they win. Is all I'm saying. And if you got a 12 versus a 13 in the next round, Murray State versus UTEP, you're probably going to see a lot of zone because I think teams figured out late to zone Murray. I don't think Vanderbilt's going to zone Murray State because they've got the athletes to run with them. UTEP might not zone them either because they got some athletes as well, but they've shown lately that there's a lot of zones. So it'll be interesting to see if that Butler style, if they win, if they're going to try to slow down Murray, if they're going to zone him up, playing man-to-man straight up, or if UTEP gets in there and tries to just outrun him down the court. I mean, point is, I think Murray, no matter how you try to play him, I think they're going to match up well with whoever they're playing. So I can see a Sweet 16 run, potentially. I'm not putting any pressure on anybody. I don't want to go out there, on that limb or anything, but I've seen this team play a few times this year, and every time I have, they've impressed me. They're so balanced, and they just play so well together. They got some experience. They got good guard play, and they always say that guard play is what's important when it comes to the tournament time. They got some people on the inside easily and a few others who can match up well with some of these bigger bodies that Vanderbilt has, example. So I think could be a special tournament run for the Racers this year. Aside from Murray State, we're going to move on to Eastern Kentucky and Morehead State, who are the other OVC men's teams in the tournament this year. No, not tournament, in the tournament. In other tournaments, both teams will be playing in the CBI and, I believe,
College Basketball Invitational.
That's right.
They're both hosting first-round games, which is nice. Morehead State, actually, their game is going to be on TV on HDNet, which is kind of exciting.
Last season, Morehead State ended a 20-year losing streak in the NCAA tournament for the Ohio Valley Conference when it won its opening round game with Alabama State. Eastern Kentucky will face College of Charleston, and both games are on Wednesday night.
Moving on to the women's side, the OVC also has 3 teams playing in the postseason. We'll start with Austin P, who's going to be playing in the women's NCAA tournament after beating Eastern Illinois in the conference finals. They've kind of got a tough matchup ahead of them. They are seeded 16, and they're going to be playing number 1 seeded Tennessee. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, I mean, last week we were speculating that they might be playing UConn, and so obviously this isn't UConn, but if you're talking about storied programs in women's basketball, it doesn't get any better than Tennessee and Pat Summitt and Knoxville, of all places. So definitely going to be a tough out for them. Last year they played Duke as a 16th seed, and Duke was a 1 seed, so they might have some experience for those who came back, returned to the team and played this year. They've got some experience as far as what that moment is like to play against a 1 seed. So obviously the 16-1 upsets never happened, but they stand as good a chance as any, I think.
Yeah, I think they have some great momentum coming into the tournament. I think they played really well in the conference tournament, and they also are playing in Tennessee. They had a great fan base, traveled to Nashville for the tournament, so hopefully, they can also travel to Knoxville and give the girls some momentum and some excitement.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. The game will take place on Saturday. Tip-off is set for 11:16 a.m. Central Time and will be televised on ESPN2. Eastern Illinois will also be playing in the postseason. They're going to be playing in the WNIT starting Thursday against Marquette at 7 p.m. This is going to be their first national postseason appearance since losing to Colorado in 1988 in the NCAA tournament.
And the Morehead State Eagles will be playing in the Women's Basketball Invitational tonight at 5 p.m. They'll be taking on College of Charleston, and this is Morehead State's first ever NCAA postseason performance. And a few quick notes about softball and baseball before we wrap it up today. The women's softball regular season conference play is going to begin on Saturday, so we're excited about that. It's been a lot of fun so far in the non-conference schedule, and I imagine that the conference play will be even more exciting, obviously. It usually is. And also, UT Martin women have received votes in the USA Today NFCA Top 25 poll for the last 3 weeks, so they're getting some recognition, doing some things well. Hopefully they can continue to play well.
Yep, and in baseball, Eastern Kentucky had a big win earlier this week. They won their first home opener since 2007. They defeated Purdue 5-2, so that was definitely a big win. And they're going to start their conference play the next weekend, so we're certainly excited for that. Yep, and I think that is going to do it for us. We're getting excited to watch a lot of basketball this weekend. Hope you are too. And be sure to join us next week for when we break down all the tournament games. See you next week.